This is Doc, aka the Gunatic Fringe, aka Kenny Gumega, aka the Man with the Flan, aka Katsuyori Chibata, aka your host. And joining me today on this very special episode is Scott, and you might know him from the YouTube channel Wrestlespective. Welcome, Scott.
Thank you for having me, Dr. Larry. Greatly appreciate the time and having me on.
Yeah, man. I love your channel, specifically because I'm big into combat sports history. I'm big into pro
Mhm.
wrestling history. Those are tied together, in my opinion. And your videos, your videos are so good, man. When it comes to like stuff like you were actually able to get all the footage from like the war and SWS run, which which for me it makes watching your videos so much better. I love videos that include clips of like old footage from those wrestling times back then because I prefer that than watching a guy speak on camera, which I know right now I'm a guy on camera speaking to you. But like I hate that. I hate like when you're watching something in the middle and then so for some reason the narrator's face pops up. When you're watching a documentary, when you're watching like something like Ed Burns baseball, does Ed Burns' face just pop up or is he narrating? He's narrating. You're the narrator. And I like that you know that role. Uh, Not to say that I might think you're ugly, because you're probably, I'm going to say, you're probably a very handsome man. Um, People named Scott are
For a wrestling
usually,
fan, I'm all right. I'd
yeah,
say for a wrestling fan, I'm all right.
yeah, yeah. Like, I'm married. I'm a wrestling fan. I'm sure
Right?
I talk to other wrestling fans that are married. I'm sure you're a handsome man. I mean, your name's Scott. Like I said, there's a lot of hot Scots out there, you know. There's a Scott Steiner. There's Scottie Pippen, you know.
There's literally Scotty too hottie. Like you
There's
can't,
Scotty too.
it's inescapable, really.
And you know, like one of my one of my favorite Scots is of course Scott Thompson, you know. A little bit of Buddy Cole.
Yep.
Uh and we were talking a little bit off the air about this, but like, you know, I love I love comedy, you love comedy. You're talking about sketch comedy.
Yep.
I was big into Kids in the Hall growing up. And like there's something about like because I was a little kid, right? So Comedy Central came on and Kids in the Hall would
Hmm.
come on like in the middle of the day and like this is summer, so
Yep.
I'd just be watching and like I learned all these things. Like that's how I learned what a drag queen was and all this stuff. But it's like, you know, I'm not sure what your age is. I'm 40, so I yeah,
Yeah, I'm 37, so I'm right in that range.
that's my little brother's age. So we'd pretty much we'd watch like Kids in the Hall and like we'd make references and jokes to it because like it's
Yep.
funny. This
I I think Mark McKinney as the chicken lady has like informed a lot of the weird comedy that I like. A lot of the weird stuff is single-handedly because of that sketch.
What you doing? What you doing? Oh no. Oh man. I actually went to their live show because they had like they were doing a tour like maybe
Yeah,
like in the tens, right? I went to one of their shows at the Wiltern and like he came out as Chicken Lady running through the crowd, pop he got a big pop, full gimmick,
amazing.
and it was like, you know,
I love it.
it was great. There's something about those five guys that is just it's just Dave, Scott, Bruce, Mark,
Yep.
and I know his name. I know his name. I'm a big fan. Trust me. You please say the name
Did you say
before
Kevin?
Kevin. Yeah, Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin. Yeah, Kevin
Those five.
McDonald. Yeah.
Kevin McDonald,
Yep.
Pleakley from Lilo and Stitch. Uh, they're just so great in what they did back then, and they influenced so much of like what my humor was, and that
Yeah.
brings me to wrestling because like a big part of pro wrestling to me that makes pro wrestling fun is that it's inherently a comedic art form.
Yeah. No, it definitely can be. Like there's like this. I say this all the time on the channel. Like wrestling is inherently a ridiculous endeavor. Like you're, suspending disbelief for two guys pretending or two girls, whomever, having a fight, pretending to fight. And there's like a little bit there's silliness that underlines like that, just the whole concept of it anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that it's definitely like when there's silliness in wrestling, when there's fun, something very silly in wrestling, it's always like it's already there. Like it's already simmering, under the surface of this, idea of two people fighting in a ring with these rules.
Yeah, because like you think about it, like if there is a no holds barred match, why doesn't a guy bring a gun to the ring?
No,
Like,
right, exactly.
like or like a knife, bring a knife, stab him.
Yeah.
I want to see it. Um, I want to see that. I mean, I do see like I'm a pretty big sicko, so I love like FMW. I
Yep.
love like freedoms. So like seeing like somebody like El Desperado or John Kasai take like a back bump into like a knife board, that makes me
Yeah.
happy. Or like or like seeing like what's that new guy? So there's this guy named Hoodfoot, right? And he
Oh,
loves
I
like,
love Hoodfoot.
okay, you're a sicko too. Okay,
That
brother.
I'm a little I go through my phases of being a sicko, but like Hoodfoot is such like a good bleeder. Like I love when someone like
Uh,
looks good all bloodied up, and Hoodfoot just absolutely just like looks so badass when he's bleeding.
I absolutely think that dude has diabetes like me because like when he gets just well, okay, so I just get like a little nick and like it comes out like I get like a
Yeah.
nick on my forehead and all of a sudden I look like John Cena and I quit match versus
All
Bradshaw
right.
Layfield. Like so I know that dude has to have diabetes because of
He's got to.
he's got it. Like well also his name is Hoodfoot and like I want to call him Sugarfoot. I feel like that'd be a good name. Should
Right?
he for a tag partner, Hoodfoot and Sugarfoot? Oh
And
man,
Sugarfoot?
that'd be a good. I think that's gonna be my wrestling name. I'm gonna use that as my new AKA. I'm gonna use that as one of my AKAs now, Sugarfoot.
There you go.
um, as we're working on getting our comedy routines done, man. So like, what convinced you to like get into pro wrestling?
Yeah, so I wish I had like some story with like an aha moment, but my dad is a wrestling fan, so it was just always on Saturday afternoon, Saturday morning. Superstars challenge, whatever the WCW one was. Thankfully, in Boston, where I grew up, the local channels, it was like a 3 hour block of wrestling. It was like it was like a wrestling challenge, I believe, WCW, and then Superstars. So it was just always on, and that was just normal to me. It was like people watch the news at 6 o'clock, every night.
Yeah.
We watch wrestling every Saturday. Like that was just normal to me. So I didn't really have this like moment of like discovering wrestling and getting into it. It was just, a part of my life within, spending time with my dad. But I would say probably like WrestleMania 8,
Oh, okay.
when the Ultimate Warrior came back, that was probably the moment where I was like, this is the greatest thing on the planet Earth. Like there's nothing better than this. Just like that feeling of my favorite wrestler came back to rescue, Hulk Hogan. It was like,
Yeah.
okay, this is the thing I'm gonna like for the rest of my life. That was
Yeah.
probably the moment.
You know, and like, um, I have this thing, right? Because I don't really watch like what the current product is right now on American TV, but I love pro wrestling. I feel like even people who say they stopped watching, they love pro wrestling. Not maybe not what's on TV now or whatever, but they still
Hmm.
love what they watch. So they love pro wrestling still. Because I have a couple cousins that still like reference like Gold Dust and Ahmed Johnson, right? Or or like my aunt my aunt always her favorite name to bring up all the time, love you Auntie Jiglig, is Bam Bam Bigelow. Like only in wrestling
It's a
where you
good
get
pick.
these kind of names, Bam Bam Bigelow, like because like my aunt will say, "Oh, you're playing wrestling like the Bam Bam Bigelow," and I'm like, "Okay, my aunt chose that name because it pops her
Yeah,
all the time."
yeah. I love that Bam Bam was her like point of reference, not. Not like Hogan or Savage
No.
or any of the other usuals. It was Bam Bam. I love
Bam
that.
Bam. Like she even brought that up like recently because I told her like because like I actually have a T-shirt. I'll send it. I'll send you like I'll send it to you later. Like I have a Bam Bam Bigelow shirt, right? And I just happened to wear it to a family party, and she's like, "Is that the Bam Bam Bigelow?" And I say that accent. I can do it because I'm Filipino, so so
You're allowed.
I'm allowed to do that accent. My God, Balong, is that the Bam Bam Bigelow? I have not seen him forever. He's a dead, you know. He's dead. He died. I like, yeah, auntie, she died. He died into the 2000s. He's like, I know, my God. Anyway, so I have this thing also to bring it back to a little bit to comedy. I think a lot of these characters in comedy and in pro wrestling are just based on family members. That's
Yeah, I mean, they say in stand up that like you know, you write what you know, and I feel like in wrestling, like you see maybe not like so much their families, but like you can always, and a lot of, characters, they say it's like, oh, it's yourself turned up to 11, or you can see their like interest because of the things that they copy from. Like, Scott Hall was clearly a big fan of Scarface. He based
yeah.
Razor Ramon off of it. So it's
Hey
like,
yo.
yeah, no, they're definitely like always picking things from, whether that be family and friends or, just their pop culture interest. They're always picking stuff.
Yeah, man. And I feel like when Dustin Rhodes showed up in WWF and started talking like his daddy, I kind of like that. I kind of like that because he did a really good version of his daddy, the American Dream, live in a living color, baby. Um, and like, uh, it's weird also. When I was a kid, my favorite wrestler happened to just be Dusty Rhodes, and I think it's because my dad kind of looks like a Filipino Dusty Rhodes. Um,
That is hilarious.
my dad also says baby a lot. um, I know, like I said, like on like a previous show, I said like my dad kind of looks like Rikishi too because we're big brown fat guys. But like
Right.
my dad was Filipino Dusty Rhodes. He danced and like I watched like an old like wedding video of him and he's like doing like one of those
He's doing
dusty
the
dances.
Dusty Wiggle.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
like,
I
God
love
damn,
that. That's hilarious.
my daddy was Dusty. My dad was Dusty Rhodes. You know, but yeah, man. Anyway, my I love your channel, right? Because I like, how did you come up with this kind of like thing and try to do this, man? Did you? Because I know this like it looks like it takes a lot of time. It looks like it takes a lot of
Hmm.
effort. So what made you want to do this, man?
Yeah, so it was, November 2021.
I November to
Um,
remember.
you know, yep, I'd spent the past year and a half just doing nothing but watching mostly wrestling YouTube during the pandemic.
Yeah,
And I was like, there's not enough like historical context. Like I was watching a lot of Wrestling with Regret and Cultaholic and Walk Culture and all those channels,
yeah,
and they would like hint at something and then not talk about it. And I was like, no, 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 I want to know more about that. And then
yeah,
they would just like glaze over because that wasn't the story. And I just started like looking into that more. And when I started, I was like, I always say this, I was like a poor man's Brian Zane, and doing my best Wrestling with Regret impression, and it didn't feel right to me. I was very uncomfortable as an on-camera person,
mm,
and I kept like thinking about ways to be different. And I was like, you know, I don't really like this, and it's not really something that I'm comfortable doing. Not I don't think I'm very good at it.
yeah.
And I did a couple of, I did the John Moxley documentary because I love Moxley, and I was
Mox is so
like,
good.
Mox is so good, and there's so much to like about him on like so many layers. So I did a Moxley documentary, and I really liked the way it came out. It got a good, reaction,
Yeah,
and I really liked the process. So I just kind of did more of that, not on screen stuff, and heavy into research and telling these stories,
Yeah.
because now it's about the stories. It's not about me being a personality and creating all these catchphrases and everything, which I love, and
Yeah.
having bits like that's all great stuff for the people that do it, but it wasn't right for me. Um, and then eventually I found what I'd like to do, which is to tell these stories.
Hey, man. The whole through line of pro wrestling is telling stories, putting
Exactly.
smiles on faces. Um, but like, I gotta tell you, man, what I hate about wrestling YouTube, what I really hate is when the commentator puts their face on screen.
Mm,
And it's just like the story is not you. You're not the story. The story is whatever content you're presenting. So like channels like yours, Wrestlespective, WrestleMap, he's pretty good.
hmm
Channel like Grapple Vision, channels like Kim Justice, where you guys put the full focus is on like the companies and the subjects that you're talking about. Because and like when I think about like documentaries, because I love documentaries. Um, like when you watch like Ken Burns baseball or the Civil War, or like
hmm
I'm also a big animal guy, so like that new documentary that Tom Hanks was narrating. Uh,
Oh yeah,
Tom Hanks never shows up once,
right.
and I don't need him. I hear his voice, and I like his voice. That's my approximate Tom Hanks voice.
It's not bad. It's
Yeah,
not bad.
it's mostly like it's like it's I'm trying to like reach Woody, but like there's something about the way Tom Hanks talks that's a little bit snarky, but I can't really hit that level.
Right.
It's a work in progress. But yeah, man, what you do is very helpful. I try to like talk about this because in there's a bunch of different kinds of history, right? There's written
hmm
history and there's oral history, and there's something about oral histories where, because like I'm sitting here right now, I'm looking at my mom and my grandma have passed away, right? But they live on in these stories that I tell about them, right?
hmm
To like we're cousins, or like we reminisce on this stuff, right? They reminisce over you. And like what you do is with a visual medium, sometimes I don't even need the visual, but like you keep like oral history, and there's an art to storytelling when you're speaking about said subject. And you're able to keep my ADHD ass tuned in, and like I'm like fully locked in when you're talking about like Tenryu, going to all these different sponsors and finding like the glasses guy, or
hmm
like and then like restarting again with uh Wrestle and Romance. I love that name. They should have never
It's a great
changed the
name.
name.
Never should have changed it.
Wrestling Association art is like okay, I guess the R is for
Huh,
Revolution.
I guess.
I love Tenryu though. But I love Tenryu. He's like one of my favorites. But like Wrestle and Romance was so perfect. Jericho even says it
hmm
in his book, and Lance Storm also says it. Like there was no reason to change the name.
Right.
It's like the perfect amount of English, but it's so Japanese. Like that.
Right.
Like yeah. Um. Yeah, man. It's like killer. And I'm gonna tell you, like, it's such an honor to have you on here because you're such a cool guy. You're such a nice guy. I didn't expect you to respond to my email right away like you have. And I gotta say, man, like, I appreciate you, man. And I appreciate the work you do because honestly, having a record of what went on beforehand it's very helpful. I know we have like Dark Sides of the Ring, right? But those are like
hmm
such a dramatized version, and you're getting
Yep.
like bullshit from like wrestlers that want to put their own 2 cents into things, and I'm just like, nah, wait, no, no, I can't take you seriously. And
Right.
yeah, man, what you do, because in my culture we like talking about, I keep talking about oral history and keeping a record of it, and what you're doing is keeping a record of oral history of something that I actually have a big interest in, pro wrestling.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the, all the kind words since we started. I really do appreciate it. Makes all that hard work really worth it to hear stuff like that. But yeah, I mean that's what like we try to do, right? Because it's like you said, like, in your culture and your family, like, that oral history and telling those stories is important.
Yeah,
And not to like put you know, wrestling stories on par with that, but like if these stories aren't told, like if you don't tell this, someone's story, then eventually they're forgotten.
yeah,
And the way I see it is like, these promotions and shows and the stuff that I talk about is pretty much already forgotten.
I
So
never
I'm
heard of the
trying to
NAWA.
exactly. And it
Yeah,
was like I could have just done the, in like you brought up Dark Side of the Ring. I could have brought up just the, I could have just told the sensationalized story about the Nasty Boys and Ken Shamrock fight,
yeah.
but it's
Nasty
like
size,
there was a whole
baby.
certainly did, but like there was a whole promotion surrounding that.
Yeah,
So I felt like that's part of that, the story. That's an interesting story from that promotion, but it's like there was a whole promotion around it, and that story is interesting too. So it's like, why not tell the full story and include that fight because it's notable, but it wasn't the entire story. There was so much more to it.
yeah. And like I'm thinking of that time period. So like that was that after the Nasties had their run in WWF?
That was before
That
because
was
they
before.
left
Okay.
there to go to WCW, and then they went from WCW to WWF.
And then
So
back.
this was yeah, exactly. So yeah, this was 90, late 90, early
Okay.
91 maybe. But yeah, they were going from NAWA to WCW.
Uh, we're the boys. We're the boys. We're the nasty boys. I'm sorry, man. Uh, hey, like as a wrestling fan, these weird things stick with you.
They just pop
And
in. They just pop
yeah,
in.
and just pop in. Like, we're gonna take you to Pity City. And like, I think about them and I think about like Dusty Rhodes like, oh, he's gonna melt that mask off that luchador with that Pity City. Oh my God. Look at it. Look at it right here, Tony. Look at him. He got him in the. Oh yeah, and it's all over, Daddy. I was like,
You
I
got a
love.
bicycle.
He got a bicycle. There's something about like the post match replays, because everybody brings up he's got a bicycle or like he got plunder, but there's something magical because like Dusty's an ad libber, right? And like when
Hmm.
they do like the post match, Tony's not talking at all, right? Tony and Bobby are
Right.
quiet. So it's like just he has the telestrator. Because I know also Bobby Heenan had the telestrator thing, but like when Dusty had it, it's like, so you look over here, Daddy. Uh, you got he had La Parka up in here, and he's gonna ram him down into the thing, and then he comes out the top rope and he does the thing, and it's all over because he went to the pay window, Daddy. So yeah, man, like this stuff. Thank you for letting me do my Dusty and my Tom Hanks. It's my Tom Hanks is on the way. Uh
I think I think
but
the Tom Hanks is most enjoyable because it's like you're trying to do an impression of his brother's impression. So like
yeah,
it's twofold. It's very silly.
it's like Woody from like Kingdom Hearts. That's what I'm
Right? Yeah, exactly.
that's what I'm getting. Oh God. Um But yeah, man, it's really nice to have you on, and hopefully next time we can have you on for like a longer time. I have plans for you, and that sounded more
That
devious and
sounds a
more
little menacing. I
menacing than I thought it would. But yes, I have future plans for you, my boy. You are we are going to do something here because I feel like what me and you have. I love you, hon. I love my wife. I love my life. I feel like what we have here is something special.
this
So
is something.
this is something right here. Uh, but yeah, man, I usually love to end my dinners with dessert. And so my question for you is, what is your favorite dessert?
Ooh, okay. Depends on the mood, but If there's a chocolate cheesecake on the menu, I'm getting the chocolate cheesecake.
Oh, fantastic. That's
If it's an
fantastic, man.
option, it's the one I'm going with.
Oh, chocolate cheesecake. Do you you know, I love I love Cheesecake Factory. I know people kind of judge me for that, but like there's something about that menu with 100 pages and like
Mm-hmm.
and then you go to the back of it, that's where you have all the cheesecakes listed, right? And then like
Yep.
they also have an insert with like cheesecake of the month. And like whenever you go to a restaurant, you kind of always like sometimes I'm like torn between always getting the special or getting like what my old reliable is.
Mm-hmm.
And my old reliable at Cheesecake Factory is always like it's either the vanilla bean or it's the
Mm-hmm.
pineapple upside down cheesecake.
No, I don't think I've
Uh,
tried that one. I might have to do that next time.
yeah, I would give that a try if you're if you're a cheesecake fan. Um, but yeah, man, you have no idea how honored I am to have you on here. You bring honor to me. Uh,
I'm happy to do that.
and yeah, man. Hopefully we can do this for longer next time. And
Yeah, no, this was fun. I'd love to do a deeper convo, definitely.
oh yeah, yeah, we go deep in here. Um, yeah, and this is actually the cleanest show I've done so far. So you should,
Nice. I
yeah.
wasn't sure, so I was trying to keep it a little clean. I was trying to be as clean as I could be because naturally I just curse like a sailor. So
Okay.
I wasn't
Well,
sure
well,
what we were trying to go for. So
let's keep that streak going because I
you
literally
got it.
curse in every show. So having a show where it's like completely clean, it's like it will pop. It's gonna pop me, and it's probably gonna pop someone else. But
Yep.
yeah, man. Well, thank you for coming on. Is there like anything that you want to plug or?
No, I mean, depending on when this comes out, there's most likely going to be a video on the channel in the next week or so. But um, Defunct Championship Wrestling 23, Paragon Pro Wrestling is going to be up next Sunday. What's today? Today is what are we talking here? Today is the 9th. So that would be, actually, I'll start over because that was nonsense. So depending on when this comes out, um, Defunct Championship Wrestling 23, the newest episode of the new season, Paragon Pro Wrestling will be out.
Hell yeah.
And I'm really looking forward to it. It's been a lot of fun to put together, and I'm really excited for people to see it.
Yeah, man. I'm thankful for you to come on here. Um, and real quick, because you said 30 minutes, so I like going to the 30-minute time limit. Um, so you mentioned Chicken Lady. So you
Yes.
know who my favorite character is actually on Kids in the Hall. I really like whenever Gavin shows up and like just starts talking and this informs my Canadian accent because apparently this is how people from Alberta talk.
The Alberta.
Oh yeah, you know, because it's definitely the accent that I've been using so much when I talk to anybody that's on the Discords I'm on, and I just you go for that Canadian accent, you know, and I freaking give her. Yeah, that's my special little guy
I'm
is.
always I'm trying to work on a good a good Calgary specific accent. Like I feel like everyone in Calgary talks like the Hart family, so I've been
Oh yeah,
trying to work
there's
on that, but it's just not
what like so when Bret Hart uses his shoot voice, it's kind of like
exactly.
he talks like really slow and like it's like more way deeper than when he's talking on TV. Uh,
It's
yeah,
actually pretty decent. That's a pretty
yeah.
decent Brett. Like it's not bad.
Yeah, because like it's always funny to me to like go for the shoot voices, like because you know, brother, Hulk Hogan's like shoot voice, like where he talks like, and then I slammed Andre and he died like you know not that long after, brother.
Hours later.
Hours later, you know, we worked 100,000 fans in the Pontiac Silverdome, you know, and like Hulk Hogan has a 6-inch penis, but Terry Bollea might have a
Terry
12-incher.
Bollea.
Uh, and yeah, man. Thank you so much for coming on. I don't want to keep you because I know you're a busy man, but yeah, man. Thank you so much.
No, I was happy to do it. I'd love to do it again.
Yeah, yeah, man. Thank you so
All
much.
right. Thank you.